Let's get creative with the PIC-RAD model for trainers. It structures methods and tools of our training processes. PIC stands for passive, interactive, creative, and RAD means replacement, amplification, transformation. PIC describes students' relationship to technology. It comes from being passive to getting interactive, and finally becoming creative. In a first step, students passively watch films or read texts. Secondly, students are interacting with the technology, which means tests, games, collaboration. And finally, students create artifacts and solve problems applying technology. The RAD describes trainers' use of technology. It comes from replacement of analog media, over amplification of the range of media, and finally to transformation of totally new results.
List is RAD. I know education doesn't need more TLAs, that stands for three-letter acronyms, but in this case, RAD is the most straightforward way to explain levels of integration. It's also the model we've adopted in our district's technology plan. R stands for replacement. Activities that replace are not much different from the old way of doing things other than the use of technology. It's not better, it's just different. For example, students who read a book on the computer rather than a paper book are usually replacing the printed page with digital pixels. A stands for amplification. Activities that amplify are in some way better, faster, or stronger than the same activity done without technology. When students use Google Docs to type a story, they're able to collaborate with their peers and their teacher more effectively than they could if they had written it on paper. The T stands for transformation. Activities that transform provide something that couldn't be done without the use of the technology. For example, students could take a virtual field trip to a distant location using satellite and street view images in Google Maps to look around. We can't spend all of our time on transformation. There are important skills that are learned from replacement and real benefits from amplification. When we transform our classrooms with technology, we increase student interest and get some amazing products.
Every day, teachers are designing activities to target higher-order thinking skills in order to engage students in rich learning experiences. But integrating technology adds a whole new layer to teaching and learning. How can technology transform your learning design? Dr. Ruben Puentedura developed the SAMR model as a way for teachers to evaluate how they are incorporating technology into their instructional practice. You can use SAMR to reflect upon how you are integrating technology into your classroom. Is it an act of substitution, augmentation, modification, or redefinition? Dr. Puentedura likens his model to moving up a ladder. The model includes a dotted line that represents the threshold where you shift from using technology to enhance learning to using it to transform learning. Transforming learning promotes higher order thinking skills, such as analyzing, evaluating, and creating, which are essential to Common Core state standards and 21st century learning. So, how can you teach above the line? Let's take a look at an example of a classroom task and how it evolves through the lens of SAMR. In substitution, technology acts as a direct tool substitute with no real functional change to the task. For example, take creative writing. What if you had students write a story using a word processing program? In this case, students are substituting a handwritten story for a typed story. The task is the same with no real change in student engagement. In augmentation, technology still substitutes, but with some functional improvement. What if you took the same creative writing assignment and had students use a word processing program? They could use features such as spell check and tools for formatting. Again, the story writing task is the same, but the technology augments it with enhanced productivity. In modification, technology should allow for significant task redesign. Take the same creative writing assignment and have students use Google Docs to write their stories. Students can then share these stories with peers and provide real-time feedback. Here, technology has significantly modified the original task by introducing the benefits of student collaboration. At the top stage, redefinition, Technology allows for the creation of entirely new tasks that were previously inconceivable. What if students transform their written stories into multimedia productions? After creating storyboards, students film scenes, edit clips, and add music. They can publish the videos and receive feedback from voices across the globe. In this case, technology redefines the story writing task to include media creation, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. Ultimately, SAMR can help you evaluate your use of technology and design tasks that target higher order thinking skills, engage students in rich learning experiences, and impact student achievement.
Knowledge, pedagogy, and technology can be imagined in 3 overlapping circles. The middle area is known as TPAC. Technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. But is all this knowledge beyond our reach? The overlapping area between content and pedagogy covers the core business of teaching. It's what to teach and the best way to teach it. However, it's the third realm of technology with its overlapping areas that tends to be the most challenging for teachers. Let's start with content knowledge. This is the information on the subjects we teach. It includes disciplines such as mathematics, science, art, and music. But being an expert in a field does not necessarily equate to being a good teacher. We also need pedagogical knowledge, which is the art of teaching. It includes things such as taking into consideration learning styles, differentiating instruction, creating classroom environment, and assessment practices. Basically, it's your philosophy of education. Teachers also need technological knowledge, which is the teaching tools. Today, most people's immediate thoughts are of modern technologies. However, it can be as simple as a pen or a calculator.